Now the next point of the chapter, that is wealth and welfare. Now what is termed as wealth? So we are using this again these two terms as a synonyms, but there is vast difference between these two. So what is wealth? So wealth, which is something which is useful, scarce, capable of getting exchanged and can be owned by somebody. That means, let's take an example. If you have purchased a land which is useful in nature, which is scarce in nature, same way which is capable of getting exchange in nature, and it can be owned by somebody. So that will be considered as a wealth. Now, what is welfare? Welfare, that means enhancement of the life situations, standard of living, and overall states improvement. Now, what is considered as welfare? When there is improvement in the state, that means in which place you are where you are staying, where there is improvement in that, that will be considered as a welfare. Now, let's see the difference between these two by understanding the meaning and the characteristic of wealth, and afterwards we will understand it for the welfare. Starting with the wealth, we have seen the definition. So here are the characteristics of the wealth. First of all, it should possess some usefulness. When you have purchased a wealth, here is in the definition you can see that it should have some possess some of the usefulness. Same way, it should be scarce in nature. It should have some physical or intellectual existence. The particular goods have some physical or intellectual existence. That means it can be both of them. It can be goods, it can be services, but that will be considered as well wealth. Then wealth constitutes goods which are capable of exchange. You should exchange that particular product for the other one. And finally, the next one, that is durability. The goods can be used for multiple times. Then it only can be considered as a wealth. Starting with the first one, it should possess the characteristics of usefulness. When you purchase any kind of wealth, it should be used for multiple times. It should have some usefulness. It should satisfy the human wants and the needs. For example, house. If you have purchased a house, you can use it for numbers of period. That means for a so many times you have purchased the house, you are going to use it for 20-30 years. If you purchase a vehicle, if you purchase a car, you are going to use it for 5 years, 10 years. So that's it, that is the usefulness of the product. Okay, next one, it should be scarce. Scarce, that means this supply of this particular product which has some exchange value, and on that basis it will be considered as your wealth. Okay, that means the exchange value should be there. You purchase a car for 10 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees, and when you are going to sell it, you are going to get some of the amount, so that will be considered as its exchange value. Okay, so that should be scarce in nature. Next point, it should have some physical and intellectual existence. Now, what is physical existence? The goods which can be seen from your naked eyes will be considered as its physical existence. So, wealth should have an existence which can be exchanged. So, in today's world, we are using intellectual abilities. For example, if I am giving some new ideas to someone, that will be considered as my intellectual ability. So that will be also considered as some kind of wealth. So when the product have some physical or intellectual existence, that will be considered as your wealth. Next one, the wealth constitutes goods which are capable of exchange. It can be exchanged for anything. Let's take an example of an house. For future consumption, I'm going to use my house. If for present consumption, I can use it for now. Okay, if in need, if I need to sell that property, there is also some capable exchange of this particular house. So that should be there. And the last one, that is durability. When the goods which can be used again and again, that will be considered as a wealth. Let's take an example of a land. A land you have purchased, we are going to use it for multiple years. So that will be considered as its value. It should not be perish in nature. That means if you have purchased a goods which have only existence of 2 or 3 days, that will be not considered as a wealth. So that is related with the characteristics of wealth. Now the next one, that is types of wealth. Basically, the types are divided into two parts. One, that is individual and the social wealth, and second is national wealth and international wealth. So these are the types of the wealth. Let's see in detail. What is called as an individual health? When the ownership is in the hand of an individual or which can be used for the private consumption, then it will be termed as a individual health. Let's take an example, a house. If the property is on my name, that means I am the owner of the property. That means I am the individual wealth of mine. This is the individual wealth of mine. But if there is no ownership and the ownership in the hands of society, it is in the hands of collective consumption, then it will be termed as the societal wealth. For example, Sardar Sarovar Dam, we can use that water for many of the times. Okay, so that dam is not the property of any individual one. That is the social wealth. Okay, now the next one, that is national wealth and the international wealth. Now, what is considered as national wealth? When the goods are possessed within the borders of the country, then it will be termed as your national wealth. For example, rivers, mountains, and the literature. But what is considered as an international wealth? So there is no such kind of international wealth. That's why I have put blank in the example. International wealth means the wealth which is owned by one nation, which is not owned by one nation, which is belong to the world. That means the whole world becomes its owner, its proprietor. So then it will be termed as an international health. So it is jointly owned by the several nations. Now next one, that is welfare. Now what is called as welfare? So welfare, that means increasing your standard of living, increasing your standard of living and increasing your overall improvement, state's improvement. So it is also divided into two parts, one that is individual welfare and second that is collective welfare. What is called as individual welfare? When there are some subject needs or standard of living is increased by of some of the people, that means for an individual if it is increasing, then it will be considered as an individual welfare. Now, what is called as collective welfare? When there is improvement in the growth and the development of the government, of the nation, of the country, then it is a subjective of a collective welfare. Now, what is the relationship between these two? So, understand this, it is simple in nature. When the wealth increases, welfare increases as more, then the wealth means the higher capacity to generate monetary value. Greater power to the exchange of goods or purchasing power for the owner and hence the greater well-being. This will apply on the individual approach. Now, we have seen these two approaches, one that is individual welfare and the collective welfare. When there is increase in your monetary value, when there is increase in your monetary wealth, obviously there will be increase in your welfare. That means if your wealth is increasing, that means your standard of living will going to get increased. But the next term, that is collective, when there is a term about collective, when there is increase in national income, that means the income which is generated from all three sectors, agriculture sector, industrial sector and service sector, if all of them are working together and they are generating some wealth, then it doesn't mean there is an increase in the welfare. That means if there is any kind of equality, then it is going to be increased. But you know that there is no income equality in India. So it is not going to be increased. So this is it for the session. I hope you have liked, share and subscribe to the channel. Please share it to the maximum, that can increase my motivational level to prepare more and more videos. Thank you. Jai Hind.